This is Justice Society of Superheroes number 73. It is written by John Jeffries and it is a tie-in to Day of Vegans. The cover is by Alec Ross. So if you're a fan of his, you'll like this, because what he has done Captain Marvel's, the real one, Billy Batson, and in a classic Alec Ross style, he has made a character look at least 70 years old. We start off, and Pratt, he is looking up at the sky, he's looking at the birdies, but he isn't saying anything. Then we have got the Justice Society of Superheroes, and in another video, I said my main problem with the team was usually there will be about 10 members, and of those 10 I only like about 3 or 4 of them, and the rest of them I just find boring and bland. And this roster here, this exemplifies that to a T. Of these, I only really like Hawk and Girl, Green Lanterns, John Scott, my favourite of the Green Lanterns, and Supergirl, and the rest of them I can live without. I mean, one of them is Johnny Thunders. Well, not Johnny Thunders, this is when they revamped him. They revamped him as a not white man called Jakeem Thunders. He's still rubbish. And people cannot say I'm being racist there, because I hated the character even when he was white. Johnny Thunders, he is just rubbish. He's got stupid powers and a rubbish story, and he's boring, and his music with the New York Dolls is quite frankly overrated. What I wanted to talk about in this video though was the writer, John Jeffries. Some people say that he is like DC's Michael Bryan Benson. And there are some strong parallels between the two. They both started writing around about the same time, and they both became like the main architect of their respective universes. But when it comes down to it, they couldn't be more different really. The thing is, and I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but the thing is, John Jeffries, I'm not a huge fan, but what sets him apart from Benson is that he is a comic book fan. He is a total fanboy. Everything he does, it comes from him loving something about comics. Whereas Michael Bryan Benson, he wanted to write telly, but he couldn't because he was shit, so he had to settle for comics. And everything he does is bitter and resenting the medium. Whenever he does out, it's because he hates the characters. He thinks something is stupid, or he just wants to piss off the readers. I'll do one example, a specific example, and move on. Green Lantern's Rebirth. I wasn't crazy about John Jeffries bringing Jordan Halbert back as the main Green Lanterns. But the reason he did that was because he was a real fan of the character. Whereas you look at Michael Bryan Benson, you can actually find interviews with him where he says the only reason that he kept Wolfman and Spider-Man on the Avengers was to annoy the people who complained about them being members. This is Red Avenger, but it's not the original. Now it is a woman and a minority. Here we have got the Spectre. This is part of Day of Vegans, but I have no idea where it's meant to take place with regards to the main story. There we have got Calypso, and here, unlike in the other one, she's actually hot. Like, in this one, I completely understand why the Spectre was seduced by her. She is a lot sexier. Although there is a little art error, because here she has got a white face, her face is completely white, but here you can see one side of it, it is black, it has got the black part, so little art error there, but it is still sexy. And there is Black Atom, he's looking up at the sky, he's looking at the birdies too. This is meant to be like a link between him and the Pratt. They're both bird watchers. There's Lex Luthor's, and here's Captain Marvel's, the real one, Billy Batson, and he's with Mary Marbles, and there's Shazam, the wizard. And he goes to see Shazam, and actually, here is another thing that sets John Jeffries and Michael Bryan Benson apart. Continuity. Benson hates the concept. He loves anyone who likes it, and he thinks it's for losers, and he is antagonistic to anyone who points out the myriads of errors in his comics that Tom Beaver has let go to print. Whereas John Jeffries, he's pretty into continuity. Again, it's that thing. One of them is a fan of the medium, and one is just a bitter, bald twat who hates everything about his lot in life. And here, though, maybe it is a bit too much. Well, the problem is, there's a lot of references to a wide range of stuff, but you're not really handheld through it. So if you haven't actually read the stuff it's referring to, it's just kind of like a huge obstacle. Like, there is loads of references here to a Superman story with Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, and Calypso. And I know that because I've got it. But there's also references to when the Pratt and Black Atom teamed up. I think, and this is a pretty big leap, I think it might be a series, a little story, called World War III. If you're not, can you put it down in the comments? Just because I want comments, really. And there's this stuff here with the Blue Beetle as a scarab. Don't really know where that comes from. There is Rayman off of the Justice League. And this one is the Pratt's son. And then we have got Black Atom and the Pratt. And then the Justice Society of Superheroes, they walk in, but they're gone. They're gone. Black Adam and the Pratt, they're gone. And it's okay because we end with Stephen Hawkman and Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. I think it was probably a good decision to discuss, or rather gloss over, the John Jeffries, Michael Brian Benson thing with this issue, because not a lot happens in it. That's fine, it's a downtime issue, a lot of setup, but there's just not that much meat on the bones. And actually, you don't really get to see all that much of the Justice Society of Superheroes. Like, I think the actual team are only in it at most like 5 pages. And if you asked us for anything each member did specifically, I couldn't name them. Stargirl had a few lines. Stargirl is hot, I forgot that. Anyway, this comic, it's alright for what it is. I rate it 7 thumbs up.